Okay. And finally, we have the course outcomes. So for every program, we can have a program specific outcome. And for the entire programs, we can have the program outcomes. And then we will design the course outcomes and finally the syllabus. Actually, that is a process. You have to design down. Okay. But most of the institutions in India, we start from the bottom. Like we will have the syllabus first, then we will design the CEOs. Okay. So that is the way everywhere it is going. But this should be the process. It should start from the top, vision and mission. Every institution has a vision and mission. Then from vision and mission, we will design the program education objectives, then the program outcomes, program specific outcomes, and finally the CEOs. Okay. And for attainment calculation, we'll start from the bottom. So first of all, we'll be calculating the attainment of CEOs, then the POs and PSOs. It will go like that. Okay. Now, this is the paradigm shift in the focus of education system. The traditional education system or the previous years, the student will be getting, will be getting uh, the awareness or teaching, the knowledge about the particular subject, maybe from the teacher or from their parents or some elders, of course. But now the system is changed. Lot of sources are available, like from internet, from YouTube videos, or from different sources. The student is getting knowledge. So that is the change. Okay. Now, coming to the program education objects. So we have the vision and mission of the institution. It's already designed. Now, from vision and mission, we can design the program education objectives. So what is meant by a program education objective? These are broad statements that focus on what the students are expected to attain within the first few years, or we can say 5 years after completion of the program. So once if they pass out from the institution and with the first few years or in less than 5 years, what we expect that the student should do. This is estimated using indirect assessment, normally through employer survey, alumni survey, etc. Okay, I will give you an example of a program education objectives, then you will understand it in a better way. These are a few examples, like how we will design a PEO. You can see PEO1. Graduates will be able to demonstrate competency and leadership to become professional employees and entrepreneurs, leading to a successful career or pursue higher education. So this is one of the PEO designed here as an example. Or another PEO, graduates will be able to demonstrate commitment towards preservation of environment and sustainable development of the society. Or we can go to the third one. We can see graduates will pursue lifelong learning in generating innovative solutions and practices using research and complex problem-solving skills. So this is actually, in other words, our dream about our students. Okay. So the first one you can see, our passed out graduates should be, professionals. They should be employees, or they maybe we expect that they should be entrepreneurs leading to a successful career, or they have to go for a higher education. Okay. So these are the PEOs. As an example, these are the PEOs and these are objectives. These are objectives, these are not outcomes. So from vision and mission, we will design PEOs based on the vision and mission of the institution. So according to the vision and mission, it can change. The PEOs can change. So these are few examples. Now, coming to the program outcomes. So this is what every faculty member will be involved. The head of the institution or the academic council, they will be designing the program outcomes. So what is meant by a program outcome? It could be considered as a visible component or competencies of program education objectives, or a observable and measurable end product from the process of the educational program. So if you consider this PEO1, we have seen 3 PO1 as examples. And the first one, graduates will be able to demonstrate competency and leadership to become professional employees and entrepreneurs, leading to a successful career or pursue higher education. So if you are dreaming like that, our students should be, we are expecting that they are professional, they should be professionals or employees, whatever it is. Then, if they want to become a professional, what are the graduate attributes they should acquire? Or if they want to be entrepreneurs, again, what are the graduate attributes they have to acquire? So from here, we can say, for example, can you list one of the attributes required to become a professional or an employee or an entrepreneur? Or if you consider this PEO, can you suggest an attribute, a graduate attribute? Put in the chat box. Okay.
Yeah, you can chat to the chat window as an answer of sir question.
So we have seen this, see, PEO. Graduates will be able to demonstrate competency and leadership to become professional employees and entrepreneurs, leading to a successful career or pursue higher education.
Here
So,
one answer as leadership qualities.
yeah, definitely. Leadership quality is is an attribute required for this. So you can
One more is administrator.
administrator. Okay. Even to become an administrator, what should be the graduate attribute? The skills required. Okay. These are the graduate attributes suggested by UGC. Okay. These are the graduate attributes. Like there are 15 graduate attributes suggested by UGC, and according to our PEO, we can select. So how we design the PEOs? I have given an example of 3 PEOs, PEO1 and PEO2, and PEO1 we have discussed again. So for that particular PEO1, what are the graduate attributes required? You can see communication skills is a must if you want to become a professional or an entrepreneur. Okay. Then there are some other graduate attributes like problem solving skills, critical thinking. These are the 21st century skills identified in the new education policy also. Critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. Okay. Then we can have teamwork. Self-directed learning is a must nowadays because the technology is changing every time. So the student should acquire that skill. Reflective thinking, digital literacy is another one. Lifelong learning. Then moral and ethical awareness. So all these are graduate attributes. So according to the design of our PEO, we can choose the graduate attributes. And NBA has identified 12 graduate attributes for engineering education. And you can see these are the 12 graduate attributes. The first four that is connected with the technical capability, and the other one integrated capability. So you can see communication is always there, individual and teamwork, ethics is there, lifelong learning is there, then engineer and society, environment and sustainability. Then coming to the technical capability, engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design and development of solutions. Okay, conduct investigation of complex or modern tool usage. Okay, these are examples. Now, if you identify again, what is meant by a PO and what is meant by a PSO? Program outcomes. refers to the knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Already we have seen the Bloom's taxonomy domains, cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, and affective domain. So here knowledge represents cognitive domain, skills represents psychomotor domain, attitude represents the affective domain. So PO refers to these three domains that the student should have at the end of the program. So if the student is undergoing a particular program, say BTech mechanical engineering or MBA or MCOM or BCom. So after the completion of the program, what are the attributes? These are graduate attributes the student should possess. Then PSO describes what the graduates of a specific program will be able to do. So that is program specific. That means if the student is studying for a BCom program, the PSO is different. And for BSc Maths, PSO is different. But PO refers to the every student who is studying in that institution. There also you can have a different policies like you can have POs for PG program separately, POs for UG program separately. That way you can design the POs. But as in a university, definitely you can take a policy like if it is for engineering, you can have a different PO. Likewise. Then program outcome should be formulated in discussion with the stakeholders and should have a correlation with the PO. Already we have discussed how POs should be formulated. Okay. And the process is like this. It should be discussed with the stakeholders. Stakeholders means the alumni, the industry, then the parents. And again, the students can also contribute to it. Now, finally, the last day, we will discuss how we can calculate the attainment of graduate award PUs. This is an example uh, of, say, for example, some PUs are given, graduate attributes are given. That is actually the PUs. And out of three, the attainment for a particular student. So you can see disciplinary knowledge out of three. What is the attainment of that particular student? 2.3. Communication skills 1.8. Okay, that means 60% out of three. So this will, if you can provide a scorecard like this to every student, this is not the mark list, this is a scorecard of the POs attainment. So this will serve as an authentic profile of the student's competencies. And if the values are correct, accurate, if you do it in the proper way, definitely the values will be accurate. The student can showcase it for every interview or for if he is going for a higher study. Okay. So that is what we are going to do the last day. Now, how we will design a PO? So already we have discussed you have to identify the graduate attributes from the PEO. Once if you design the program education objective from PEO, we should identify the graduate attributes. Suppose I'm taking two graduate attributes. One is communication skills. This is a graduate attribute. And if you want to design the PO related to this graduate attribute, you have to start with the action verb from Bloom's taxonomy. So we have taken the action verb that is to demonstrate. Demonstrate the functional ability to. You have to identify the competencies related to communication skills. So what are the competencies related to communication skills? Read, write, speak, comprehend, and communicate effectively using modern communication medias for participating successfully in social, career, and life situations. That is the context. Social, career, and life situation is the context. So we can start with the action verb, identify all the competencies related to that particular graduate attribute. You can list all those things. Okay. So this is the one of the program outcome corresponding the graduate attribute communication skills. The similar way, modern tool usage, that is again another graduate attribute. So how we convert that it into a PU. Here also you can use the action verb like apply, use and operate. apply, use, and operate appropriate modern tools, techniques, and resources to various activities of life, career, and higher education with the knowledge of its limitations. This is an example of another PO. So we have designed two POs. One PO corresponding to the graduate attribute communication skills. The other one PO corresponding to the graduate attribute called modern tools usage. So both the cases, we have identified the competencies related to that graduate attribute. And the format is very simple. Start with the action verb from Bloom's taxonomy. Then you can list down the competencies. And if you want to give the context, that also you can mention at the end. So this is the way we can design a PO. And for a particular institution, we have to consider our vision and mission. From there, we identify the PO. And from PO, we will be designing the POs. And as a best practice, we can say your POs can be minimum 8 and maximum 12. That is good. This is only a best practice. Now coming to the PSOs, the program specific outcomes. So I have given a sample for a BCA program as an example. Again, we start with the action verb. That is again from the Bloom's taxonomy. Then specific graduate attributes related to that program. So if it is a BCA program, this is an example how we can write a PSO. Apply. Apply comes from the Bloom's action verb, Bloom's taxonomy. Apply mathematical foundations, algorithmic principles, and computer science theory and practice in the relevant computing situations. Okay, that can be one PSO for a BCA program. Another PSO, that is a program specific outcome. Develop software systems and programs with ethical consent. And the third one, use new design methodologies, operating systems, languages, and other software development tools within reasonable time constraints. So we have designed 3 PSOs here for a BCA program. And as a best practice, you can have minimum 2, maximum 4 PSOs. Okay, I hope you understood the difference between a PO and PSO. PO is more generic. These are graduate attributes. Whereas PSO is specific to a particular program. For a BCA, it is different. A BSc Maths, it's a different. For a BSc Physics, it will be different. PSO will be different. Then coming to the course outcome. For every course, we have to design course outcomes. So what are course outcomes? The course outcomes, they are the resultant knowledge and skills the student acquires at the end of a course. Resultant knowledge and skills the student acquires at the end of a course. It defines the cognitive processes a course provides. So if you are starting a course in the beginning of the semester, by the end of the semester, what are the skills or the knowledge acquired by that student? Okay, that is the course outcome. COs are major domain-specific outcomes written using action verbs. Again, we have to write a CO by using the action verb. Start with an action verb, which are specific, should be specific, measurable, and can be demonstrated by students on completion of the course. So during the course itself, the student should be learning many things, and the faculty and the student both should focus on the outcomes, how to attain the outcome by each student. That should be our focus as a faculty, whereas student also should focus on attaining the outcome. Okay, in earlier days, we were both the faculty and the student, we were focusing only on the marks, but that paradigm shift comes here when we implement OB in a proper way, what I can say. Okay, so it defines what the learner will know and are able to do at the end of the course. Will know and are able to do. Okay. This is an example of a course outcome, a template which we can see it's a template. it start with an action verb. Every course outcome, you have to start with an action verb. Then the content or topic to be learned. The content or topic to be learned. And if there is a contest, that also you can write the contest. So this is an example of a course outcome for a graph theory. See, for example, if you're teaching graph theory to computer science students, then that the context is computer science. Apply graph representations and algorithms in computer science. The action verb and the learning statement. If there is a contest, that also we can mention. So this is the way we can write a course outcome. And the action verb should be selected according to the Bloom's taxonomy. These are some sample course outcomes. See, for example, like fundamental course, like introduction to computers. You can see identify the parts of the computer system, explain functioning of computer components, explain the process of problem solving using computer, design an algorithmic solution for a given problem, use computer systems with ethical concern. So we have 5 course outcomes here, design. Again, as a best practice, you can have minimum 4, maximum 6 course outcomes. Okay. You can design course outcomes horizontally or vertically, both ways. Horizontal means if you have different modules or units in the syllabus, for every module or unit, you can have a CEO. Okay, that is we call the horizontal way of designing the CEO. For every module or every unit, you can define a CEO. Otherwise, for the entire syllabus, you can say 4 or 5 or 6 CEOs. That is a vertical model. Okay. So horizontal means for every module or unit, you can have a CEO. If there are 5 units in the syllabus, you can have 5 course outcomes for each unit, each one. That will be more comfortable when we go for attainment calculation and all. It will be easy for you. Both are correct. But for certain subjects, it may not be possible to have horizontal ways of designing of the CEOs. Okay. It's a good practice not to use the following verbs. See, for example, there are some verbs like understand. If we say the student will understand, how we will measure it, appreciate or comprehend, study, gain knowledge of. It may be difficult to measure the outcome. So if it is possible, you can avoid this type of verbs. Again, this is a best practice. I am not saying that it is wrong. Okay. I'll give you an example of a good outcome and a not a good outcome. See, for example, the students will understand democracy. If you design an outcome like this, it's difficult to measure it. Otherwise, as a good outcome, we can say describes. The student will be able to describe major theories of democracy. See, after completing the course, the student will be able to describe major theories of democracy. If you can say like that, that is a good outcome. And the second one, the students will study about the impact of cultural diversity on nursing care. Instead of that, if you say the student will be able to evaluate the impact of cultural diversity on nursing care, that is a good outcome. Again, the student will learn about the principles of formulation and delivery system. Or in other words, we can say, we can have a good outcome like this. The student will be able to explain the principles of drug formulation and delivery system. Okay. So these are examples of good outcomes. Or in other words, we can say course outcome means that is a glorified form of a question. If you frame a question, see, for example, the first of course outcome describes major theories of democracy. So you can ask a question like this, describe major theories of democracy. The CEO itself can be a question, most of the cases. Okay. And these are the quality check for a good outcome. Check one, are they written using the action verbs to specify definite and observable behavior? So first of all, you can check whether the outcomes are written using action verbs from Bloom's taxonomy. Second one, does the language describe students' target rather than teachers' behavior? Okay. If you focus on the, or if you design the outcomes on the teacher's perspective, that is the objective, not an outcome. So you should describe the outcomes, design the outcomes, and the language should describe students' target. Okay, my screen is gone. I share once again. Then third check, do the outcome clearly describes the abilities, knowledge, and value of the students of the course. Okay. Whether it describes the abilities or the knowledge or the attitude, the value of the students of the course. Check for, is it possible to collect accurate and label data for the outcome? See, once if you design the outcome, definitely you have to assess the outcome attainment. So is it possible to collect accurate and label data for the outcome? These are the 4 checks in order to identify whether a course outcome is good or bad. So I have given it as a task. I will explain it later. So you can go through your course outcomes already designed. You can check whether it is a good outcome or not. These are some sample outcomes for physics. You can see apply laws of physics. Apply is the action verb. Apply laws of physics to compute different types of responses in the given materials, or analyze structural elements for different force systems to compute design parameters. If it is in a commerce, explain the various principles of organization, or select advertisements and interpret its advertising objectives. That is another outcome. In nursing, you can see, demonstrate the ability of using nursing theories and their application in clinical practice, or evaluate the safety and efficacy of the drug classes. So this is the way we can design the outcomes. If you have any query, any questions, please. Then we will go to the next. If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box regarding design of POs, PSOs, and COs. That is what we were discussing now.
So can you once again elaborate more on PEO and PSO?
Okay. PEO is actually the objective, like, as I mentioned earlier, that is our dream about our students. So what they should be in future, like we can say that we can expect that, or we can dream that they can be entrepreneurs, or they may be good professionals, or they can be even if they are, we expect that they are going for higher studies, and they are sensitive to the ethics or environmental related things. So these are our expectations. Okay, but from PEO we will be designing POs. graduate attributes. Now, our expectations are like this now. So we want our students to be good professionals. And if they want to be good professionals, what are the graduate attributes required for that? So first of all, we will design the PEO. Then from the PEO, we will identify the graduate attributes required for or required to become a professional or an entrepreneur or something like that. We will identify the graduate attributes. That is, for example, communication skills, leadership skills, etc. So that is graduate attributes. We will convert it into PUs, or we can say both are same. Only the thing is, we will be identifying the competencies of that graduate attributes, and we will be explaining it as a statement. Then PSO means program specific outcomes. Say, for example, the outcomes of a BCA program and a BCom program may be different. If you are having a BCA program, then the outcome should be the student should be able to develop programs. But for a commerce student, we can say the student should be able to prepare financial statements or something like that. So PSO means program specific outcomes. So once again, the order is like this: program education objective. That means after passing out of this institution, we expect that our students should be professionals or entrepreneurs or something like that. Okay. PEO means from PEO, from program education objectives, we will be identifying the graduate attributes required for the student's performance as a professional or as an entrepreneur or something like that. We will be identifying the graduate attributes required there that we will put in the PEO, program outcome. Then the program specific outcome, PSO, is specific to a particular program. Nowadays, some of the institutions, they do not have a PSO. Instead of that, they have a POs and COs. Actually, that is enough because in our college also, Marian College, we have only COs and POs now, no PSO. After we implement the 4-year program, we have only POs and COs. That's enough because from course outcomes, what the student, what subject the student is studying, we have the outcomes there. And POs is very important because these are graduate attributes.
Okay, sir. Clear.
Yeah. Any other questions?
If you have any questions, put on the chat window. Here one question from our Dean, sir.
Yeah.
COs by few institutes are designed based on module wise and few by content wise.
Yeah.
Please shed lights on this, though we recommend content based COs.
Okay. Sir, actually both are correct. The thing is, I will explain the mapping process and maybe the attainment calculation. The only thing is if you design horizontally, means module wise or unit wise, it will be easy for the faculty for the mapping and for calculating the attainment. But for every subject, we cannot do it. Content wise only, we'll be preparing CO, we'll be designing COs. See, if the different units are independent, definitely you can have the module wise or unit wise CO. Otherwise, if the content is somewhat dependent, and if it is not possible to have the horizontal way of designing CO, so definitely you can go with the vertical model. That won't be a problem, and that depends more on the particular subject and the content of that course. Both are correct.
Okay, sir. You can continue, I think. No more
Okay.
questions.
Now, we will discuss the mapping process. There are two types of mapping. One is the level 1 mapping and the other one is the level 2 mapping. Level 1 mapping means the CO-PO mapping or CO-PSO mapping. If you have a PSO, then we have to map COs with PSOs. Otherwise, COs with POs. That is level 1 mapping. Level 2 mapping means we are mapping activities or assessments with the different COs. Okay. When we are teaching a course, maybe you have 4 or 5 or 6 course outcomes. So we have different activities, assessments for the particular course. So you can map all these activities and assessments with the respective COs, course outcomes, or otherwise topic learning outcome, we can call it. So we'll explain it. Okay. Now, how to assess or how to calculate the attainment OBE. The final assessment is done by the estimation of program outcome and program specific outcomes, which will serve as a profile of the student's competencies. So once if you calculate POs and PSOs, the attainment of POs and PSOs, it will be final. And the POs and PSOs are estimated from the component of COs related to the respective PO and PS. So we will be calculating the attainment of COs, and from course outcomes attainment, we can calculate PO attainment and PSO attainment. COs are estimated from the component learning outcome of the activity related to the course. Okay. The first step in this process is to determine the mapping of the related components and determining the strength of mapping between lower order and higher order outcomes. Lower order outcome means COs, higher order outcome means POs and PSOs. Now, this is a standardized mapping scale we can use for the mapping and also for calculating attainment. So here you can see if there is no relationship or 0% attainment, weightage you can use 0. Low relationship or if the interval also we can change according to the policy of the institution, you can change it. So here I am giving 1 to 50% for that particular interval. Low relationship for weightage is 1, 51 to 70% interval. Moderate weightage is 2, and significant means weightage is 3. So the interval is 71 to 100%. So if the relationship is nil, weightage is 0, low 1, moderate 2, significant 3. And this is a 4-point scale. You can see 0, 1, 2, and 3. It's a 4-point scale. And most of the institutions follow this particular mapping scale. Okay. Now coming to the mapping. I will explain it with an example. So last day we have a section of Bloom's taxonomy. And we have discussed many things and you have done some tasks and assignments. Suppose as a faculty, I am designing a CO, a course outcome for this section on Bloom's taxonomy. This is my CO course outcome. On completion of this course, the participants will be able to apply the Bloom's taxonomy in framing questions. That means after completion of that session, I expect that every participant will be able to apply the Bloom's taxonomy in framing questions. Okay. So this is my course outcome. So I expect that every participant should frame questions based on Bloom's taxonomy levels. That is my expectation. So this is the outcome for this particular section. Now, what is the level of this outcome? Can you suggest anybody? Which level it is according to the Bloom's taxonomy?
Level 3, sir.
Level
Application.
3. Yeah. This is apply level. So this is level 3. Now, as a faculty, my goal is every participant should attain this outcome. That is my goal. Okay. So I'm focusing on outcome. So in OBE philosophy, once if you design the outcome, the faculty and student both should focus on the outcome. So this is my focus. Okay. So we had discussions, we had some activities or a task. And all these are for attaining this outcome. These are the learning activities only for attaining this particular course outcome. Okay. Now, after these activities, learning activities, now I want to assess whether this outcome is attained by every participant. And there are different assessment methods. We have continuous assessment. We have a semester end exam. All these are assessments. Suppose I am conducting an examination, a test. And suppose this is my first question in the question paper. Explain the different levels of learning in cognitive level. So first of all, I'm trying to check or I'm trying to assess the participants whether they have attained the course outcome. Okay. Suppose in my question paper, this is the question. Explain the different levels of learning in cognitive level. So what is the level of this question? Anybody, can you suggest?
Understanding,
Understanding. Okay.
level 2.
So what is the cognitive challenge? It is the understanding level, or the student can memorize it and write the answer for it. Only the student has to explain the different levels of learning in cognitive level. We know there are 6 levels of learning in cognitive level. So the student can just memorize the things and he can answer it. Okay. So it can be maximum remember level question. Even it can be considered as a remember level question. PPT. Okay. Now, my next question is, if every participant is getting 100% mark for this particular question, can I assume that every participant have attained this outcome, my outcome? What is your opinion? Once again, I explain the context. I have designed the course outcome as in the apply level. That means every participant should be able to apply Bloom's taxonomy and frame questions. That is my outcome. Now, to assess whether this outcome is attained, I was conducting an exam, a test, and this is my first question in the test. Explain the different levels of learning in cognitive level. It can be a Romer level question, or maximum, if you can say, if you can ask like explain in your own words with some examples, it can be an understand level question. Okay. So if every participant is getting 100% mark for this particular question, can I assume that every participant have attained my outcome? My outcome is written there. What is your suggestion? Yes or no? You
No,
can put it in the chat box. Pardon me?
no one reply like no, sir.
Okay. I cannot see the chat. I don't know. It may be a technical problem. So, okay.
Co-host chat is not enabled. I will enable, sir, next time. Now it will disturb the meeting if I enable.
Okay. So this question being in the lower order compared to my CEO, we cannot expect that every participant will attain the outcome, full attainment, because my question is one or two level below the level of the CEO. That is the reason. Okay. Now, another question. Using Bloom's taxonomy, prepare an analyze level question in your subject. What is the level of this question? Any idea? My second question, what is the level according to Bloom's taxonomy? Can somebody suggest what is the level?
Level 3. Some answers are coming as level 3, sir.
Level 3, of course, because using Bloom's taxonomy, prepare a question, an analyze level question in your subject. That means you are using Bloom's taxonomy and preparing a question. Okay. So that is level 3. Now, if every participant is getting 100% mark for this particular question, can I assume that my CO is attained by every participant? If I am considering only this question, is it true? Yes or no? Can I assume that CO is attained?
Still answers are no, sir.
Yes or no? Okay. No, with respect to this question, that is my question. If you
Some
confirm this,
answers are coming like yes,
yes,
using
yeah.
second
With
level.
with respect to this
Second
question, yeah, of course. So we can see this is an apply level question. If the participant is able to apply Bloom's taxonomy, that means that is my CEO. So no, one more question. Suppose this is my third question in the question paper. Analyze the given set of 25 questions of your course based on Bloom's taxonomy. That is the task I have given last time, question paper analysis. So you'll be analyzing the questions in the question paper or classifying them into different taxonomy levels. Again, what is the level of this question?
Level 4, sir.
Definitely, it is level 4 because you are analyzing the questions. So you should have thorough knowledge of Bloom's taxonomy then. Again, otherwise you cannot do it. Now, my next question is, if every participant is getting 100%, or if a particular, say, a few participants are getting 100% mark for this particular question. So can I assume that those participants who are getting 100% mark for this particular question is having 100% attainment with respect to this question?
Yes, sir. As per my opinion.
Yeah. Because this is analyze level question. It is higher than apply. It's the fourth level. Apply is the third level. My outcome is only on third level, but the participant is able to analyze. So we can say that full attainment. Now, how the first question can be mapped with the CO? Suppose if we assume that the first question is of remember level 1, and my CO is of level 3. And this question, if I want to map with that particular CO, what would be the mapping strength? Can somebody suggest? My question is 2 level below my CO. So our mapping scale 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is for highest, then 2, then 1, and if there is no relationship, 0. If I want to map question number 1 with the CO, with the CO, what should be the mapping strength?
Zero sum.
0. 0 means there is no relationship, but there is some relationship.
Yeah,
No?
one we can.
Yeah, you can give one, 2 level below, you can
Yeah.
give one. Or if you consider it as an understanding level, then definitely we can give 2 moderate. Because my apply level C. And for the second question, what should be the mapping strength? Second question mapped with the CO. What would be the mapping strength?
3.
3. Of course, it is correct because both the CO and the question is of same level, level 3. Okay, so mapping strength is 3. And for the third question, what should be the mapping strength?
It also 3. Full.
It's also 3, definitely, because analyze is higher than apply. So we can give weightage 3. Okay. Do you have any questions? Usually, I'm getting a lot of questions when I explain these things. Any questions from your side? We have discussed the mapping.
Participants, if you have questions, you can raise your hand or you can put in the chat window. If required, I can unmute also if you want to talk. But I think you can continue.
Okay. Now, I have few questions. See, for example, question number 1 is Romber level. Your CO is of apply level, level 3. And why you are asking a level 1 question there? Because when we design the COs as a faculty, our focus should be on the attaining the outcome by every student. Okay, so our teaching, learning activities, everything will be focused on the outcome. And finally, our assessment also should focus on the outcome. So why you are asking a low level question, low order question there? And again, the third question, your CO is only apply level. Okay, and your target is every participant should attain that CO attainment. That means level 3 attainment. But why you are asking a level 4 question there?
Sir, my understanding is like some low grasping students will be there, slow grasping students.
Okay.
So for them, we are asking that low level question, at least whether they have understood that. And high IQ students will be there in the student class. For them, we are focusing this third level question.
Okay.
That is my way of understanding.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Any other suggestions or any other questions?
Kindly reply using chat window as an answer of sir's question.
Okay. For every course outcome, we will be fixing a target that we will discuss next day when we explain the attainment calculation. So we have a target. Okay. Now, as a best practice, we have to design our course outcome on the higher order. Higher order means if you are designing it module wise or unit wise, you can check what the student can do after completing that unit or module. Okay. If the student is able to apply or if the student is able to analyze something there, you can have the CO as the analyze level. Don't put it in the understand level or remember level. Okay. In this case, I have designed the CO only in the apply level, but the students, they will be able to analyze. So my CO should be analyze level. That is one reason. Then I can fix a target. So there are weak students, of course. So we are fixing a target just like the pass mark. See, for example, for each course, you have the maximum mark, maybe in 100 or maybe in 50. There is a maximum mark. And we cannot expect that every student will get that 100% mark. So that is why we have different levels, like we have the pass percentage, we have the first class or distinction likewise. Okay. The same way for CO attainment, we cannot expect that every student, the entire batch will be attaining 100%. Okay. So in that case, we can fix a target like 50% or 60% so that we can say that is the target. So we are expecting 60% attainment or 50% attainment for a C. So that you can ask low order questions. But asking higher order questions is meaningless because whatever is the CO, see, even if it is module wise or unit wise or for the entire content you are designing a CO, that CO means what the student can do. So if the student is able to apply, definitely your CO should be of apply level. So recently in one of the colleges in Coimbatore, I had a section like this. Then the food technology people, they have designed the CO on a remember level and understanding level. But the student, they are teaching how to prepare food, and the students are doing it practically. They are doing it. They are preparing food, and so that means they will be able to apply what all things they have studied. So they have changed their CO to apply level now. So what the student can do, that is our target, that is our CO, and for every CO we can fix a target so that even the weak students, so we can ask some low order questions so that some of the weak students, they can also write the answers for that. Okay. I hope you got it, no? Now, I can give you one more example. Suppose this is another CO. Analyze the questions. This is a level 4 CO, course outcome. Then what are the different levels of learning in cognitive? Definitely it is a remember level question. So level 1 question, I have to map with the level 4 CO. What should be the mapping strength? CO is level 4 and the question is level 1.
Can we say one, sir?
Yeah, here also we can give 1 because there is some relationship. That's correct. Then the same question, using Bloom's taxonomy, prepare analyze level question. That is a level 3 question. And my CO is level 4. 1 level less. The question is 1 level less. So what?
Level 2, sorry, 2.
Yeah, here you can give 2. Otherwise, you can use a formula like the level of the question divided by level of CO into 100. Level of the question is here, it is 3. 3 divided by 4, level of CO, 3 by 4 into 100. So 75, no? 75. And we have designed the different intervals from 71 to 100. It is 3. So here you can give mapping strength 3 also. Okay, that will not make much difference. And after the mapping process, we'll get a table like this. See, for example, if there are 15 questions in the question paper, each question you can map with the CUs, different CUs. The mapping strength also is given 0, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so we can see the mapping strength. Okay, and finally, after the mapping process, you will get a table like this for each question paper. Then, how the COPO mapping can be done? Here, you have to identify the competencies, the different competencies related to a particular PO. Okay, just like we have considered competency related to communication skills. Say, for example, the ability to read, write, comprehend, even you can say listen. Okay, communicate properly. All these things are the competencies related to the graduate attribute called the communication skills. For every graduate, for every PO, you can identify the competencies. Or if you go to the exam reforms, the document of AICT, all the competencies are listed there. Okay, you can refer that one. So the competencies are there, and you can see, for example, you can consider a CO. Suppose CO1. The CO consists of an action verb and a learning statement. Now, check how many of these competencies are addressed by that particular CO. How many of the competencies of that PO are addressed by a particular CO. If it is more than 40%, you can give 3. Between 25% and 40%, you can give 2. Between 5%, 25%, you can give 1. Less than 5%, you can give 0. Okay. So this is the way we can map a CO with PO. See, program outcomes are more generic. That is why even if 40% of the competencies are addressed by a particular CO, you can give full mapping. Mapping set 3. Okay. And actually, this is the process, but I can tell you, by practice, you can do it in an easy way. So, and this is only a one-time activity. Maybe you'll be teaching 3 or 4 subjects, courses in a semester. So it will take maximum half an hour in a semester to do this process, COPO mapping. Okay, if you are teaching 4 subjects, then 2 hours in a semester. So the beginning of the semester, you can do it, the COPO map. Okay. So this is the process, but you can check the relationship easily, going through the graduate attribute and the CO. If by experience, you can identify the mapping strength, or you can identify the relationship, and in that case, you can identify the mapping strength also. So this is COPO mapping. And once if you complete the COPO mapping, say for one course, it will look like this. Suppose these are the POs, 9 POs are listed there as an example. Then suppose the course the particular course contains 5 course outcomes. Each course outcome you can map with the different POs, and the mapping strength also will be different. You'll get a table like this.
Sir, I have a question. What is 1.1, 1.2 you are referring?
Yeah, that is actually here. 101 is a course code. 101 is course code.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is
then
course code, first course
Yeah,
outcome.
let's see you. So the same way we can have the CO PSO mapping. If you have PSOs, you can map COs with PSOs also. The same way, but here you can find a more relationship between a CO and PSO, because PSO means program specific outcome, especially for that particular program. So most of the COs will be mapped with the PSOs, and the strength is also comparatively high. So this is the mapping process. I've shared an Excel sheet again. So you can share it with the faculty group. So you can just check your COs.
It's already shared, sir. They have.
Yeah. Okay. So only thing what you can do is post. You can just copy paste that course outcome here, course outcome number 1. And all these 4 checks are given. It is given there. You can check whether this course outcome and write this course outcome here and check whether it satisfies the first criteria. Are they written using the action verbs to specify definite and also role behavior? So whether that CO start with the action verb, that you can check. Then check 2, does the language display students' target rather than the teacher's behavior? Likewise, each CO you can check there. Then each course outcome. If all the columns are yes, definitely it's a good outcome. Otherwise, next time when you redesign the syllabus, you can redesign the COs also. So in the OBE philosophy, that the continuous improvement should be there. So that also you can connect with accreditation. When we implement OBE, no, this is an analysis you have done regarding your course outcomes. And you have convinced that you need to redefine the course outcomes. So next year you have to redesign it. Okay. So this is one task. Another one also. Formulation of assessment questions with respect
Sir,
to
one doubt. What is their table, second table, sir? Previous Excel sheet.
remarks. You can write the remarks.
Okay.
Yeah. If the outcome needs improvement, you can
Okay.
yeah, we can mention that. It's a comment. For accreditation purpose, you can definitely use these documents. Then we have another task, that is formulation of assessment questions with respect to a course outcome and finding the mapping strength. You can pick up a topic from your course. You can write the course outcome here, and you can write a November level question. And what should be the mapping strength? Again, course outcome, same course outcome, understanding level question. And you can write up to analyze level question and give the mapping strength also. Mapping strength is given here. So how to design COs? You can go through this exercise, and for mapping also, this is another task. You can upload this in the same Padlet. There you have uploaded the questions. Here you can upload it. It will come below. So that you will have a clear understanding of how to design the CUs and again the mapping process.
So can you share that PPT, sir, to me?
Which one?
PPTs.
PPTs. Okay. Any questions regarding design of outcomes or mapping of outcomes?
Participants, if you have any questions, please chat. Okay, so if there is no doubt, I will launch a poll now. So I request all the members to answer the poll. Okay, poll is launched. I thank Dr. Mendus Jacob sir for a wonderful session. So as sir informed me, next session is on Monday. So we'll be having the third session and last session on Monday, 7:30 to 9:30. Mendus sir, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Thank you. Good night.
Okay, I'm closing the poll and also meeting.